Continuing our coverage now of the cap and trade bill. Loggers from all over the state of Oregon met in Salem today.
And they held the Timber Unity rally, and that was to show their opposition to the cap and trade bill. Loggers from Southern Oregon drove more than 200 miles to the Capitol building in Salem for today's rally. A majority of them did that drive this morning. This is video of the trucks leaving the Douglas County Fairgrounds at 4 o'clock this morning. Some of them were sporting American flags and had messages of support for Timber Unity on them. They had all gathered outside the Capitol building at noon today.
Michael SEVREN shows us why the loggers say the cap and trade bill will destroy their business.
Tyler Jones, a small business owner in Corvallis, got up before dawn to circle the State House with others to take part in the Timber Unity rally. And it's all to protest Senate Bill 1530. If passed, the bill would impose a cap on carbon emissions. Go over the cap and it'll cost you.
It's going to be absolutely detrimental to the economy of Oregon, especially the rural economies.
People drove hundreds of miles to take part in the rally, some from as far away as Roseburg in eastern Oregon, and many say they took the day off to be here. While people like Jones circled the State House, others heard speeches and cheered the truckers on.
It was last year when 11 Republican senators left the state in protest of a similar cap and trade bill, grinding other business in the State House to a halt. And people I spoke to here tell me that they would support another walkout.
Best case scenario, Kate and the rest realize that this is a terrible idea and they go back to the drawing board.
Many people I spoke to at the rally say they don't want lawmakers to decide the cap and trade bill. They want to put that question to Oregon voters.
The Senate Republican leader says the cap and trade is a gas tax disguised as an environmental bill. He was one of the senators that walked out last year. Senator Herman Bartschiger says that it will force businesses to move out of state. He spoke at that rally today, and you can see his statement on your screen. He said today's rally is a great day for Oregon. Newswatch 12 reached out to Senator Jeff Golden's office to comment, and we've been in touch with in the last 5 minutes. We're working on getting his response for you, so be sure to stay with us. Now, the goal of the cap and trade bill is to reduce carbon emissions. Essentially, the program would limit how much carbon the state can produce.
If your business uses more than your allotted carbon, you'd have to pay. Those using fossil fuels would be able to buy allowances for their emissions or offset them in some way. The goal is to reduce that state's emissions 45% below 1990 levels by 2035. Then again by 80% below that by 2050. The initial cap would be set at 25,000 metric tons of annual carbon emissions. The bill is projected to raise $550 million in its first year. The bill would be invested in environmentally friendly projects.
And according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, Oregon produced 38 million metric tons of CO2 in 2016. Now, that's significantly less than some of the top carbon-producing states. Texas produced more than 653 million metric tons in 2016. California produces more than 363 million metric tons. And Vermont produced the least amount of carbon, around 6 million metric tons. And it's important to note that pollution plays a big role in how much carbon emissions are produced. Vermont only has about 625,000 people living in the state. California has the largest population in the U.S. at nearly 40 million. And the Senate Committee on Environment and Natural Resources held a public hearing on the bill today. It started at 3 and it's still going on. People have been speaking for and against the bill. Newswatch 12 will keep you updated in the days ahead on what happens in the legislature.